There's a lot of hype coming into this season for Platinum.
5 red lights with the German Grand Prix.
Forecasted to begin raining until about 20 minutes.
It was hectic. It was chaos.
My dark horse is in the gravel. My kitten's in the litter.
Yo. Welcome everyone to this week's podcast, this week's addition to the Litterbox podcast. My name is C322. We are here with Golden Driver, Gade Angelo, and Golden Driver Lopez for this week. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. How about you, Lopez?
Doing pretty good here, too.
Awesome. So today we're going to be looking at the Golden and Platinum race from Canada, as well as the real-life Grand Prix at Baku, but it wasn't too good, so we won't spend too much time on it. But we'll first start with Gold and Class. So if you have not watched any of the races, we have the Gold and Platinum on our YouTube channel as the last two posted. In F1 race, yeah, you don't really have to watch. So there we go. Let's start. You guys were obviously both in it. Lopez, you finished 12 with the 2-2 wing setup glitch. And Gade, you had a DNF with, I think, the lap car of, was it Giggle?
No, actually, it's when I was battling with Jones in the chicane by the Wall of Champions.
And you lost it by yourself, or did you have
No, what happened was, it's because me and him were battling going in the chicane. We were like side by side, wheel to wheel, and then he gets ahead of me, and I try to battle it back, late braking, but then he's just ahead of me, and I like clip his right rear tire and just lose it and bend it into the wall.
Oh, wow. See, I thought you had a little incident with the blue flag car, because I think there was another blue flag or a lap car that got into it as well.
There was someone behind us because we had just passed him before the hairpin, I'm pretty sure, but he came up after I DNF'd.
Interesting. Well, you did look pretty good out there. You were battling for the podium and kind of the win, maybe a little far off, but definitely for third, and that went pretty bad pretty quickly. So you don't get the point for that one, unfortunately. So how do you feel about that day? Are you proud of the pace, or not so much because the result wasn't there?
I'm actually proud of the pace just because I haven't raced in a while. Been trying to collect my thoughts and how I can battle back, especially for next season. And this is a good starting point. But the next race in Coda, I'm aiming for the top 3. So hopefully I can carry the pace from Canada into Coda.
And I do want to ask, because last week you weren't there just for attendance reasons, whatever. But the previous race, you were serving a race ban due to your actions from the Italy race. And we really haven't had your thought on that. How is it? Obviously, it was not the best skills at Italy performed by you, but getting that penalty and then coming back, is there a way to deal with that? Like, how'd you go about with receiving the penalty and then trying to come back?
Well, when I received the penalty, I kind of knew it was inevitable because of the amounts of stuff that's happened this year. But when I look back on it, it's like, if I want to keep racing in this league, I'm gonna have to be better, and I had to just clear my thoughts, clear what I had to do to keep racing as knowing the way I can. And it's like, I just have to be there every week and just to show out and show what I can do to move up to Platinum.
Okay. So, I guess you want to finish the season strong. Obviously not in the championship contention, although you can come back and finish strong. So, I think that's pretty good. And then I guess we'll go to Lopez here. You won, what was it, last week or no, 2 weeks ago in France. Going to win to a setup glitch, which I think you had another time as well. You were really struggling out there. Was that setup actually that bad? The 2-2 wing?
It definitely was. I had the glitch in Germany as well.
Oh,
Um,
Germany, right?
yeah,
Gotcha.
I was still competitive. Competitive in the back actually. A little bit out of the points, not fighting for the positions that I wanted. Could have stayed definitely at least on the top 7, top 6 around there, on the point. But a couple of mistakes because of the setup just cost me um, at least some good points finishing position with the setup. If I would have had my setup, if I wouldn't have had the glitch, my pace was very strong. Definitely podium fight.
I think that's fair. I think you belong up there. Um, how do you go to like next week now to USA when that could happen again? You could still get that same glitch. I don't know. Do you reset your internet once more? Do you knock on the wood 3 times? Do you click your heel? Like what's how do you go about it so that it's really not
um,
in your control. But
as you say, it's not in my control, but there's nothing I can do about it. Obviously, I just do what I can, do my best, practice, get as much track simulation as I can, and if I get the setup or not, I'll just work with it as much as I can, try to get at least a finish. I always look forward to finishing the races rather than just DNFing and not knowing what I could finish with, and it's just my mentality is still gonna be the same. I'm still gonna be
good.
pushing to win. I'm still gonna be pushing to be the fastest at all times, and it's just basically however it goes for me. I'm just gonna be pushing to be the best.
Awesome. All right. I agree with that. I like to be the best as well. So I think we can agree on that. Let's go. The season's winding down in Golden as well as Platinum. We're getting 3 races left. We got U.S., Russia, Brazil. The championship fight is there and thereabouts is very close. It's very close. So you have Jones in the lead right now, 141, with only 1 win on the board. And then you have Fatal in second with 135, so only 6 points back, and he has 0 points.
You
And
mean
then you
0
have
wins?
Darkest with 115, so a little bit farther back. Who do you think is the favorite as we wind down?
That's a tough question because you really don't know until you go into qualifying for any of these races who's going to be the favorite for the races. But as of now, before we start these races, I think the favorite's probably Fatal because he's still pushing for that first win, too. He's pushing for podiums and still that first win, so he's going to be really tough to beat. And if he gets that first win next week, that's going to move him up. And if Jones finishes second, that's gonna put him in the lead.
Yeah, would
Almost
by a
by a
punto.
point.
Yeah. Fatal had in the last 4 races I'm looking at right now, 3 second place finishes, and a 4th place finish. So he's finished on the podium 3 out of the 4 in the last 4 races. And Jones only had 1 podium, which was last week, and finishing on the podium, but behind Fatal. So Jones has lost out ever since his first win at Germany. He's been losing out in the last 4 races. So the momentum is on Fatal's side, although Fatal he hasn't gotten that win yet. But the person who is winning is Opus. He won the last race as well as Bakus, and he's got 3 wins on the season. If he could come back strong and just win, if Fatal or Jones gets a really bad finish, Opus is at 100, so he's still a long shot. But I think it's fair to say in this crazy season of Golden, nothing has been as consistent. Because if you look at the scoreboard, the wins are all over. It's like a bingo board. You just throw in things. It's really scattered. So I don't know. I think Fatal is in the. He's got the momentum. He's been
He's
beating
definitely got the
Jones
hot
lately.
hand.
It
Yeah, and
definitely
coming to
does.
US, I don't know. They both are on wheels, so they do have the same edge there. I don't know, and even last week, I mean, to see it on track, Jones in the lead, he was holding up. I mean, you should see the line behind him. Fatal's trying to get past, and Jones is putting on these great blocks. Fatal's trying to get past. He finally does, and then he extends his gap. And then they had another run in a couple races ago in Germany when they were going at it. Fatal had the bad end of it. So I think Fatal's had some bad luck, but not terrible, and it's coming back. I feel it for Fatal. And I know Jones is feeling under pressure. So I think both will definitely practice, but I don't know. Those are my thoughts on it. Lopez, any thoughts on? Oh, by the way, we got Swarner joined up in here, platinum class driver. So welcome.
What's up? What's up?
You have any thoughts on this championship battle? Jones v Fatal, little red v blue.
It's interesting to watch. I'll say the least. But I gotta put my money on Fatal, and I believe he's not gonna win a race till the season finale.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's gonna clinch the championship. There.
He's gonna
That
close
is
it
a
out.
bold prediction.
Yeah,
I can
that's
see that.
my prediction.
Okay.
You agree with that, Lopez? What do you think?
I do believe that as of this moment, Fedor has the momentum. I know Jones in production. I know Jones in production wouldn't like to hear that, but I mean, it's just about working that out. I mean, the momentum is on Fedor, but all that Jones need is a better finish, and he might set his pace off. You know, the momentum might get wrecked, and Jones might be able to take the championship as well. So, very close, 6 points difference, 3 races left. We'll see if any of the rest of the Golden drivers have to take part of who wins a race or who doesn't, because as you said, it is really mixed in between race wins and different drivers just joining the league and taking wins here and there as well. So we'll see how that ends. It's a really close battle, but the momentum is on Fatal.
Okay, so all 4 of us decide to go with Fatal. So it's 4-0, Jones. Let us know who has the momentum, is the favorite for Golden Class. Although I will just say this. Jones doesn't care what we think. He doesn't care what nobody thinks. He's still going to do his practice. He's still going to be prepared. He still thinks he's going to be the guy, and he's going to go out there and do the best he can, as well as Fatal. So I don't think that'll really phase Jones. He's still going to go out there and give it his all. But come to 3 races left, may the best man win. And it might not even be 2. I mean, the other guy is Darkest and Opus. They're in the clutches, but it would have to go really right for them.
Opus will have to win all 3 to win it.
Which could happen.
The way he's going right now, it could happen, but he's going to have to win all 3.
Yeah. I agree.
He's going to have me to get a different glitch every race.
Gotcha. I just want to also to point out, not on the championship side of things, but Theft, since his name change, has been really putting in some work. And I know he's been practicing. And I just wanted to point that out to say, good for you, practicing and getting back up there. And it's nice to see him battling. I think he had the pole last week. That one was off the tire, but
I saw the battling firsthand, by the way.
Yeah, you were battling with him, yeah. And then also him and Norton also had a nice race as well. In 5th, so congrats to those guys. But I think that'll do it for Golden. I think we kind of did our prediction, but who do you got on the podium for next week in Golden?
I would like to say me, but I'm not going to give it to me right now, just because my form this whole season, except last week, was pretty pathetic.
So you got bad form, is that what you're saying?
If you would, yeah, pretty much. Except last week in the first race of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's going to be the
16th. Do you want to finish the season out in 16th? I don't think so. You better get practicing. So go ahead, do your prediction.
I think the 2 championship leaders are going to be on the podium. I think Fatal will take the win with Jones 2 seconds behind in second. Not going to be able to get it done on that second long straightaway.
Okay.
And then third, I'm going to put Opus at third.
All right. Swan or
right.
Lopez, what do you guys got?
I got a lot of predictions being thrown out the window because they're not gonna happen. I definitely need to put some practice in USA. It's gonna be a bit difficult for me. I've been having a little bit of trouble with the track itself. It has not been fun this season, but definitely gonna be pushing at least for second place. I'm not gonna be happy with third place. But my prediction so far, I do believe Fatal and Jones could at least get first or second. I don't really want to pick neither of them for a position, but I want to put myself or Opus in the last podium position for sure.
Sounds fair. Swan?
I'm thinking Opus is going to keep the winning streak going. I think he's going to clinch out a win. I think Fatal's going to continue his runner-up spot. I think Jones is probably going to get caught up in some a first lap incident. That's kind of yep. And I think Coleman is going to come up and get a surprise podium.
Okay. Remember, we are on strict corner cutting. Oh, all right. I think the podium from last week was
How dare you?
good, but I'm gonna switch around. So instead of Opus winning, we'll put him third. We're gonna keep Fatal in second because I think he likes that second place quite consistently, and then we'll put actually Jones for the win. So we're gonna kind of do a little reverse there. So we'll see if it works. These predictions are never true, so don't take our word for it. All right, let's move on to Platinum. Last race, we had Sheeny Boy win. We had Breezy in second. And none other than Seafreeze 22 in third, followed by Mitch and Talon. So pretty, I'd say, boring race towards the front. After the start, it was kind of even between Sean and Breezy, not much battling. Even myself, not much battling, just kind of following, gaining, losing, trying to undercut, didn't work, and just kind of that yo-yo effect that nothing really kind of happened. But towards the middle of the pack, you had a bunch of different battles. I would like to point out, Swarner, that you were looking good, and I say this to actually congratulate, but maybe not congratulate because you didn't get the result. But the speed and pace looked good. Like you've been bragging all year. Oh, I have the speed. I have the pace. But something always goes wrong, which it does. But I never saw the speed and pace out of you today or this race. I did see it. So I'll give you a little pat on the back for you for that.
I'll take anything I can get at this point.
All right. But how'd you feel?
Tried something different with strategy. Qualified on the softest tire. And then that led to some interesting battles on Warren Hypers and everyone on the Ultra Sauce. And then had a few tire banging incidents with the whole way through. I mean, it was by far my most exciting race. Even though the result wasn't there, it was the most fun I've had this season so far.
That's good. You are in the constructor fight. You're on the Ferrari.
Well, my teammate is. My teammate's in the constructor fight.
It's a team thing, so you're going to need both drivers.
Yeah.
Ferrari with 196 in third, Toros in second with 202, and Red Bull in first with 236. Is he getting mad at you for not scoring, or
he understands my pain? And I mean, we drive two completely different styles, and we're not at the same pace. He has a Fanatec too, so or some sort of wheel.
Logitech.
It's a wheel,
Gotcha.
As pad users, got to stick together. So.
Right
but
here,
I mean,
I got you.
Go to miss some races. He's still in third in the championship, and I mean, you could be up there.
I didn't say I was go to, but
all right, fair enough.
Definitely up there.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, the constructor, because you do need both drivers there to score, and if one messes up, it's hurting the whole team, and that can alter the standings for that week. Because for 3 races left, you have max points would be first and second, but that's really unlikely for a team to do, especially how it's more equaled out. But yeah, any Gade Lopez, you have any thoughts from this race?
I did not watch the platinum, so
All right, fair enough. Next, Lopez.
Definitely commentating the platinum was exciting. A lot of races in the midfield. The front obviously did not look as close as the midfield did all race long, but definitely very close with the top three. Um, Sean, Breezy, and you totally in order. Crazy how close the racing was, and at the end you came out the closest out of the three, and it was a little bit surprising given the fact that the guys up front looked very clean, but did not see much because the midfield again, a lot of fights in the midfield. If you wanna see a lot of screen time, go to the midfield, stay there fighting with a couple of people, and you'll definitely get some screen time.
Oh yeah, I mean you had battles with, textbook moves between Talon, Mitch, Roll, Be Good, double points for Renault, double points for McLaren, Toro. So you had Swarner up in the mix. You had Xander and ZX had a little incident on lap 2, and later on Xander had a little spinneroo as well. I did watch it. It was just crazy to see. They were going like 3 wide and going into the hairpin. You had like all 4 drivers there. I mean, really textbook moves. Textbook. Really good stuff by a lot of them.
Yeah,
And for the most part, it was really clean. Just textbook, like I said. What do you
yeah,
guys think? It was good.
a lot of guys kept it together. I was a bit fascinating, a bit not knowing what was going on because there was a lot of close racing, a lot of textbook moves, as you were saying. So all of these guys were just they thought the strategy on their overtakes. They knew when to overtake and how to do it in order to finish the race and be able to at least get a better finish positioning at DNF. So a lot of smart moves being made there in the midfield. Very clean. Platinum just keeps getting better and better, showing that they can give better races than the real Formula One drivers out nowadays.
Yeah, no, Platinum has been, this season has been the funnest season to, like, for me as a driver, and sitting back as an owner just watching the whole field. It's cool to see this much talent in one grid, and it's really unbelievable. Almost all North American. You have Psycho, obviously, representing Portugal, so Portugal strong. But it's really cool. It's very close as well. I think qualifying was from 1 to 13, from first to 13th, covered by 1 second, which is really, really close. Race pace is obviously a different story, but I think if the midfield wasn't battling as much, they wouldn't have lost as much time. But because it's so close, there's going to be battling, and that's why they're going to lose time. I think I kind of got lucky off the start, not only to get away from all the battling, but also because my teammate hit me and almost lost it in turn 2, which I didn't even think. I didn't think he hit me. I thought actually Breezy hit me, but then looking back, it was Talon. And we just kind of got away and kind of just kept going, and the midfield just kept battling, and that's what created that big gap. And yeah, we do have the championship in this one as well. Pretty close. We got Breezy in first with 196 with 4 wins. And we got Sean in second with 173 with 5 wins. So one more win. I think he had to miss 1 or 2 races. And that's what caused him not to be as close. But come to 3 races go, the gap is still there. It's Sean won last week, or Canada, and he can start coming back with only 3 to go. He's just got to beat Breezy, and if Breezy wants it, he has to take control and beat Sean. So it's really same thing as in Golden. Those two just Fatal and Jones going at it. We got Breezy and Sean going at it, and best man will win. Who do you favor for this battle then? Gate? What do you think, Breezy or Sean?
Well, I watched the first couple of platinum races this year, and they've both been like battling out to like the death. But I'm gonna give it to Breezy just because the consistency he's had all season on the races that I've seen. Basically, he's just been consistent, always in the top 5, pretty much. So I'm gonna give it to Breezy in the final race because I still think Sean's gonna finish right behind him and like maybe even a win ahead of him in one of the races.
All right, I agree. I think Breezy has been the more consistent driver, and Sean is maybe arguably quicker driver, but the consistency is where you win it. What about you, Swinner? Obviously, you're not in contention. I'm not in contention.
Yeah,
so.
welcome to the club. Now, I'm definitely gonna argue for the consistency
Although I'm much
part on
closer,
Sean.
but that's another story. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sean has been probably the more consistent driver. His attendance, he missed a few things due to personal reasons. But when it comes to the racing, Sean has definitely been the quicker, more consistent driver. Breezy has had a few DNFs, Singapore notably, taking himself out on a wall. But
looking back, Bob, at Sean, so that had that Sean's input kind of, not that Sean did anything for that retirement, but
forced an error, which you see in real F1. But I'm definitely gonna do my best to help my teammate out, whether that means just giving them strategy help, just anything with setup. Maybe I don't know what good I can do for that, but I'm gonna do my best, do my part, and I gotta support my teammate in this one. I'm going Sean for the championship, and I think he's gonna win these next 3 races to do it.
All right, fair. How about you, Lopez? Who do you favor coming into the final 3?
Both drivers are very competitive. Both drivers have had 1 DNF each, but Sean has not started some races due to personal things. But definitely, if both drivers would have been driving every single race, as of how it stands, we don't know where Sean would have finished in those DNS. But I mean, if you look at the standings, he has finished almost in the podiums at every single race, I think, but one. And Breezy has and Breezy has had an incredible pace all throughout. He's being able to keep the momentum on his side for quite a couple of races. Got a couple of wins. One on track actually against Sean. So it is shaping up to be a good championship, depending on how the last 3 races happen. It is still possible for Joe Breezy to win this championship as well. So I'm definitely gonna go for the underdog. I don't think Breezy has ever won a championship here at TCR, so I'm definitely gonna vote for him.
He's at no time, but yeah. So you're going with Breezy?
Yeah, I'm going with Breezy.
Awesome. All right, so that's 2 for Breezy, 1 for Sean. I will have to go with Breezy because, I want to be the only 2 times. So Breezy, if he wins, then he's first-time champion, and I could live another season. So that's why I'm picking Breezy. Breezy as a part of it, but Breezy has been putting in a lot of practice. He understands things so well, and over the last 5 races, he finished either first or second, and He's really been consistent as of late, and the momentum is a huge thing. He didn't win last week, so hurts a little bit, for that momentum. But I think Breezy will put the time in, and he already has a good cushion, so I think he's going to finish on top. But watch out for the constructors, and we'll see how that goes as well.
Before you finish that, I just want to say that my first race that I commentated for the Platinum class was France, and sadly I sadly got to see two Toro Rossos miss out on the points. But then come Canada, I saw two Toro Rossos getting the best of the points that a team can get. How do you feel about that? I'm the one asking the question now. How did the team
reverse
feel after
roles
that?
here in the podcast room? Well, I appreciate the question. At least somebody can recognize the work we're trying to put in, and that we did put in. I like it. I don't like to be in the back or middle. I want to be winning, in contention, on the podium, race after race after race. And I feel like I'm getting back to that moment where I am always in contention. Not as much as I want, but I just want to finish the season out strong. I think I was in contention last race a little bit, a couple like tenths here and there off of Breezy, but only finished, I think, 4 or 5 seconds behind him, and then with penalties 1.2. So it was very close of snagging that from him, and as well as Sean a little bit farther ahead, but still in contention. As if anything did happen to Sean and Breezy, I'd be the next best thing, and that's why I want to be there. I want to at least be there towards the end of the season. And as Talon as well. I mean, we're tied on points, 101 for both of us. Obviously, we would probably both want to beat each other, as Talon has been. He does have the 1 win this year. I have not. I think I've been the more consistent driver. He's had 2 DNFs and a DNS as well, so, and a couple non-points finishes. But we just want to end the season strong and give it a good try, and we'll see where it happens. If it's second in constructor, third, first, as long as we can say we put a good effort in and finish it off strong, that's all we care about. And maybe we can snag Go-To, as he missed the last 2. He should be coming back the last 3, so it should be a good battle for not only the top, but midfield. There's battles all throughout, which I'm sure we'll get into in another point of stage in another podcast to get more in depth with it. But yeah, I'm content for now, but I do want more.
Great.
Yes, that's my long politician answer for you. Platinum predictions, and then we'll get into F1. Wrap it up. USA. Gade, who do we got for the podium? Who do we got winning?
I got Sean winning by like half a second, overtaking
close one.
overtaking Breezy in the final corner, and then Breezy's got second. And then if if he has a good race all throughout, no mistakes, I'm going to give Talon the 3rd place spot.
That's fair. I like that. Lopez Warner, what we got?
Well, since it's Coda and living in Texas, I want to say another Texan needs to win this race. It's more of a home race to a Texan boy than anybody else at the moment, because it's not just your home race as a country; it's also your state where you're racing in. So knowing that Sean is also another Texas boy, I'm gonna have to give it to Sean. He's gonna really have to put in the best work of his life to win his home Grand Prix. I know he has been winning a lot of races, but I'm sure that he's not gonna want to see Breezy even close to being able to get that win in his home race. I want to put you or Talon in third place. Now that's gonna be a battle to see the Toro Rossos. Because whoever comes out ahead on top,
Why don't
is
you
gonna
put
be.
us first and second, or second and third? I mean, there's 3 spots. I mean, we're only 2. You got room for us. You just got to kick the other guys off. That's the problem, though. That's the
Well,
problem.
that's the thing, and you guys are evenly matched. Obviously, you're being more consistent, but Talon has shown incredible pace even while winning a race. But consistency wise, I gotta give it to you, man. You definitely got this on lock. I mean, in the last race, I saw the gaps. They were literally the same between all 3 of you in the podium. You only managed to get that 4 second gap that you all 3 have within each other. So basically 8 seconds from first to third down because of penalties. So that 1.7 second finish at the end was out of nowhere actually, because I thought that Joe Breezy might have got Sean on penalties, but they were equal on penalties, and you had less penalties. So I believe you can do a lot better than what they could do. Pace wise, I want to say that you might not be there, so get the practice on, and
Okay.
we'll definitely see you on the podium. That's for sure.
Hopefully, Swanner.
Don't say that, man. Don't say that. Don't hope for it.
It's a tough grade. It's a tough grade.
You gotta
I would love to say I'm gonna go out next week and win, or go
you
out.
gotta do it. You gotta do it. I did it like 2 weeks ago.
It's
And
tough.
you gotta do it.
It's a tough grid.
It's the
You
same for
still
me.
gotta
It's a
have the
tough grid.
confidence.
Oh, for sure. I got the confidence.
Yeah, that's all you
Yeah,
need. That's all
yeah,
you
I
need.
got
Just
confidence. Yeah,
get that confidence. Go to practice with that confidence, and you're definitely gonna win. Just keep that confidence on check. Just keep it up. Just keep it strong, and you're definitely gonna win.
okay. Swanner.
I'm gonna have to agree. Everyone picking Sean for the win, but
I agree.
I'm gonna say Breezy is not gonna get a podium in this race. I feel like he's gonna have a little slip up, choking under the pressure. It'll happen to the best of them. So Sean for the win. I think Psycho Sane is gonna be a surprise second. He's pretty good on the tires, and this track is a rough one on tires. And I think Go-To is gonna come back with the podium. I think it's gonna be a pretty jumbled up grid. I think there's gonna be a couple of turn 1 carnage wrecks. So I think myself, W, be good. I think we can probably slide our way up and get some decent points. At least that's what I'm hoping for it. And but yeah, I think Sean, Psycho, Go-To for the podium.
Okay. Yeah, I'll agree. Sean, and I'll talent myself on there for second and third, and that is that. So this week, Wednesday, p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday is the Golden Class for the USA GP, and then Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the Platinum classes. We have 3 races left. Make sure you tune in for the remaining races in the championship fight. So awesome. Let's get briefly, and I say briefly, into the F1 side of things. Today was Azerbaijan, Baku GP. You got Bottas won it, and Hamilton second, and Vettel third. Was kind of a snooze fest on my end. I don't know if you guys agree, but it didn't live up to the hype that a Baku Grand Prix usually gives. It kind of reminds me of the first year they came here, and the Mercedes just kind of went in the distance. Not as far today, but it was kind of boring. And yeah, that's basically my thoughts on it. You guys watch it, or?
I did. It was pretty boring. I have to agree.
I stayed up all night to see that race.
You could have just slept and woke
I
up.
will. I
You
was with
stood
some
up for that.
friends that I went to.
So mad. I'd be so mad.
I am. I'm mad. Being a Tifosi fan, I'm mad. The race could have been there, but Ferrari didn't even pick Charles when they should have. Two-stop strategy was on the window, and it would have been a really good one because many people are saying that he could have come out next to the Mercedes guys at one point and be in that fight with some super softs, and it's just very, very annoying. A snooze fest. Obviously, I was almost falling asleep. Almost dropped my phone twice.
Right.
It was only fun when you saw the McLarens or at least at the beginning, Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. The only like battles that were really interesting to see were those. The McLarens very, very good, but other than that, the snooze fest basically. Ferrari
Yeah.
being Ferrari cities for the whole season, Mercedes another one too, and Verstappen just dividing those two Ferrari drivers as always.
Yeah. I mean, the opening laps were good. You had Mercedes
Amazing.
going side by side for the first couple corners, and they were actually going for it, which I like to see. Other cars as well in the pack just kind of rumbling and jumbling in the first couple laps, which is that's what you're going to get. But it quickly died off, and I think I just like to point out my two highlights of the race was when Ricardo backed into Kvyat and reversed into him in the escape road. I think that was kind of interesting. I never saw that one before. And the balloons as well on track was quite cool. So those things were interesting to me. Out of everything, I picked those two out.
I saw in the comments somebody had commented that Daniel Ricciardo reverse torpedo the torpedo.
Yeah, he did one of Kvyat's move on Kvyat, the reverse method. Yeah, it's that's really the only action. We had no safety cars. That was probably the biggest.
There
wreck.
was
The
one
retirements were
VSC.
yeah,
One.
and that was for Gasly and whatever problem with mechanically with him and engine
Yeah.
whatever. But that's when he was even in the escape road and they put the VSC out, which I think they just did it for. All right, we got to get something going, you know. Look,
It was the most
VSC.
boring Azerbaijan Grand Prix ever. It
Yeah,
was so boring.
I mean to think the 1000th. What? All right, let's go this. Was the 1000th race more interesting, or was the 1001st race more interesting? Did you like China or Baku better?
I don't know, because both of them Mercedes dominated.
And they were both pretty bad.
They were both 40 seconds ahead of the Ferraris.
I think this one was a little worse than China. China was just a little better, in my opinion.
In my opinion, Baku was better because I'm putting in the practices, the qualifyings, all of that drama put together in the GP,
That's
which
true.
is part of it.
Oh yeah, you had the Williams with the
FP1,
the
drain cover that came up and destroyed the car. And then you had what's the other guy's name? Kubica hit the wall in
Q1.
And they're like, all right, we're limited on, they're limited on parts already. So if the floor was damaged, did he even start today from the pit lane or something? I don't know. I don't know.
Remember, he got a drive-through penalty for getting to the pit exit too soon.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Williams in a bit of a hurry there.
Yeah. The only department where Williams is quick is to get to the garage first. It's so early, because that's where they're going to start, and that's the only place they're quick is getting to the pit lane.
First, they're 2 seconds beyond the pace, and then they're faster walking their car to the freaking pit exit than they are driving it.
Yep. Oh man, they're in a whole tub of problems and troubles. It's not even funny. But yeah, I mean that was really it. I mean you had Leclerc, and I didn't like how they hyped his strategy up to where
it was horrible.
They said, oh, later in the race, everyone's going to be on the medium tire, and the temps are going to go down, and Leclerc's going to be on the soft tire, and he'll come back and he'll charge, and no.
This is what happened.
He pitted a little too late, but the pace still wasn't there. 20 seconds behind Verstappen once he pitted, and in that time span he went to 30 seconds back, and then they pitted to get the fastest lap, but he was nowhere at the end on those soft tires. Were not good at all, and that's the only reason I think Leclerc was coming in the beginning
because he was on the medium tire where everyone else was on the soft. So I just think the soft tire is just not good at that track, and they overhyped it so much.
This is what I think happened because like it wasn't because it has so much grip. You're not going to get as much like tension on the tire to get temperature into it on that track because the medium has less grip, and so you get more tension when you're turning, trying to get temperature into the tires. I think that's what really screwed him over in the end. Really, so he couldn't get the tires hot enough to keep the grip going and have the speed throughout all the corners.
I agree. Yeah, so that's basically it. Those are the final thoughts. We're not going to go on anymore. This week, like I said, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern is the Golden Class for the USA GP, and Platinum Class on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If anyone is not already subscribed, please do so. Give some support down below. If you have any, if you want to join or want information, it'll be in the description. Other than that, thanks Gade, Lopez, and Swinner for joining, as well as Jonesy and the production crew. And yeah, we'll see you this Wednesday for the Golden Class. Thank you for watching.